UVA is out, once again losing to Michigan State, and the story eerily familiar to last year. The Spartans built a double-digit lead. The Cavaliers tried to respond, but they had their worst shooting day of the season and just could not hit enough buckets down the stretch to come all the way back.
I think that we didn't execute the way we should have. They were really physical with us, and we didn't respond the way we should have, and when we did respond, it was too late. I think they kind of imposed their will on us in the first half, especially in the first 5 minutes, and I think that kind of caught up with us. You know, I think that throughout the whole year we had those starts, and we were able to just come back from them, but I think today was just too big of a deficit for us to get back from.
I didn't have a doubt in my mind throughout the course of that game that we were going to win that game. This team's resiliency and ability to fight, no matter what the circumstance may be. I just knew that we collectively had our heads in, and we knew what we had to do to try to fight back. And it hurts when you pull that close in the second half, and maybe they get a big shot, a big bucket, or whatever the case may be. It really hurts because we know how hard we have to fight to get back when we dig ourselves in a hole like that.
You know, a very physical game. The way we started, there was a little bit of a pattern or a trend for us later in the year. Our starts hurt us, and when the Trice young man had 13, I think, of their first 15, we dug ourselves a hole. And then after that first 5 minutes, it wasn't a matter of heart or effort. I thought our guys laid it on the line, but when we needed a key stop or a bucket to be made, it wasn't there. If you look at it, we took 17 more shots than they did. We had trouble finishing and trouble making shots, and then there's a key breakdown. And again, Michigan State, they're playing good ball right now. They're very tough, you know, and they got some guys who made some big plays in that setting. But stings right now, of course, you know, the finality of the season after you had a heck of a year with these guys, what they've done. But it just leaves that feeling that you wish you could have taken it further.
The Cavaliers had fallen behind so many times this year and yet had won 30 games, so it was not impossible. But the Spartans are different, built for March. Now into the Sweet 16 for the 7th time in 8 years. Their physicality wore down the Cavs, both physically and mentally.
Just offensive rebounding. We had good possessions of great defense, and shot would go up at the end of the shot clock, and they get offensive rebound. And even the guards were getting offensive rebounds as well. So it just came down to when you play 35 seconds of defense and then have to play another 35 without going down and being able to shoot. I mean, play good offense, you're going to be exhausted if you keep doing that, having to play 35 seconds 3 times in a row. And it just comes down to they just out physical with us. I mean, I felt embarrassed out there on the floor that was happening, and I can't do anything about it now, but that's what happened.
You know, I think they play a similar pack defense. I think they jam the lane, and then when we come off our down screens, which is a staple in our offense, they swipe the gap really hard, which I thought let us, you know, it disrupted us a little bit more than we should have let it. And, you know, we just got a little bit out of chemistry.
UVA actually won the battle on the boards, 39-32 overall and 18-7 on the offensive end. But it seemed like each of those 7 offensive boards for Michigan State came at the perfect time, and now UVA is out of time after one of the great seasons in school history. This group of players, they will never share another battle together. ACC Defensive Player of the Year Darion Atkins played like he knew what was at stake from the opening tip. He's having a hard time accepting his Cavalier career is over.
And I love these guys so much. I love the coaching staff. We're a band of brothers. We stick together. We have a great chemistry. These guys literally like my brothers. I love these guys to death. I love Coach Bennett. He spoke to me before the game and told me to give him my all because he didn't want it to end. I told him I didn't want it to end as well. And lo and behold, it ended. So.
Atkins had to deal with Brandon Dawson, and as they learned last year, that is no easy task. Last year he had 24 and 10. Today, 15 and 9. As Tony Bennett said after the game, I think when Dawson sees he's playing the Cavs, his eyes light up. So Michigan State moves on. UVA has to wait for that Final Four dream for another year. I'm Jeff Fischel. That's the ACC Now, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.